Little man, you're up?
I'm wheeling up.
What does that mean?
I'm in an empty building right now.
You're in an empty building right now?
Yeah.
Like other than work or?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that'd be really weird, but okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I'll see you soon.
Alright.
Alright, later.
See ya.
He had me worried for a bit. Sounded a little scary in an empty building, but he meant work / the gym, so that's good news. He's up before me. He's in the gym before me. Does he want it more than me? Hell no. He's a hardworking kid. He doesn't want it. He does want it pretty bad. So I'll give him that. Proud of him. He's getting better. You guys saw like in episode 1 and 2, the dude was like, hello. Struggle busting. But look at him now, thriving. And this is why you gotta stay consistent with things, guys. Come on. You gotta be consistent because it gets easier along the way. It's a good little example right there from Little Man. But good morning. Welcome back to another YouTube. We're fired up. We're excited. We got a shoulder day. We got a big, well, not really shoulder day. It's a full upper body day. So we got shoulders, chest, back, arms. We got the whole shindig, the smorgasbord, the poo-poo platter, the full upper decker. What else can I throw at you? I don't know. But we got the whole deal. So we got that rock and rolling today. And today I do want to talk and show a little bit more of the, I guess, smaller details, I guess you could call that. Meaning, what's the weight at? What's the body fat? We're gonna do what we call an in-body scan. This is where we get a pretty good look at the internals of the body. Like I said, the weight, body fat, skeletal muscle mass, and just see what we're working with. I talked about this on my Instagram story last night. Or 2 nights ago, but just kind of cluing in people a little bit of what the goals have changed. For those that are new here, I have been a competitive powerlifter for a total of, I would say, about 4-ish years. Took about 1.5 years off because of a knee surgery, so that was tough, but we got back into it. Able to claim some overall wins, of course, a good amount of just weight class wins. So, had some good fun. And, what I threw out there too is, it's not a forever thing. I absolutely love powerlifting. I love just the competitiveness of it, of like, I'm going to work my ass off to be the strongest motherfucker out there. And it's a very unique sport, where it's just about strength. Just being strong. Who can lift the most freaking weight? So I love powerlifting, but just taking a break from it. I did have to take a little bit of a break from, in the beginning of this year. Tore my quad on my second lift at a meet. Hit a smooth 600 as an opener. Second attempt was 620, and as I'm coming up, pops right on me. Thankfully, had some really good spotters at that meet that caught it. And from that point, it was just me forcing it. I was being super stubborn, kept trying to squat, 600 plus pounds, and I kept just freaking tearing it. Tore it 3 times. So the quad really needed a break, really needed some rest. So that's where I would say about maybe 2-3 months ago, I really started to put a stronger emphasis on bodybuilding style training. Not necessarily in the goal of stepping on stage, but I've had a lot of fun with this transition. And I gotta say, and this is also like a lack of me doing the extracurriculars to take care of myself. But when I wake up now, I don't feel like my body's just crumbling. You know what I mean? For powerlifters out there, strongmen out there, you get what I'm talking about. Waking up and rolling out of bed could be one of the most just grueling, painful things that you can do in a day, and it's just some days were so bad. But now that training has changed, I feel really good waking up. It doesn't feel like just falling apart. So it's been cool, and just been really, like I said in the beginning of this new training, I didn't really have the intentions of wanting to step on stage, but with following a little bit more of the process, like being excited to train again, it's been so cool. Like I'm genuinely so excited to wake up. This is also like waking up at 4 a.m. Like this whole wake up thing has gone so much smoother than it has been the past like 5 years. I've been waking up pretty much every single morning at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. for close to 5 years now. It's just been a lot smoother. It's been more purposeful. And I say that when I was powerlifting and in prep and getting ready for competitions, that it wasn't. But I think it has to do a little bit too with like how shitty I was waking up. But man, we're excited. We love our training. We're getting after it daily. I have 2 rest days a week, but still have intentional movements, active recovery, if you will. So we're still getting steps. We're still moving. But now I really do have some strong intentions of stepping on stage in 2026. No dates, no shows picked out. I did look yesterday to see if there's anything like towards the end of the year. Excuse me. Yawning. I did just look in the NPC. So only like amateur bodybuilding federation that I know of or know well of. I know the OCB, and I've seen the like 2 or 3 other ones, but I don't know too much about them. So if any of you are bodybuilders, you have competed, or you're familiar with federations, drop in the comments which one that is. Any feedback would be great. Whether you like that or not, whether that's a federation you'd recommend or not, drop in the comments. Let's hear it. Let's see it. Let's see what we got. But as we're getting closer to the end of the year, do want to assess and see where the body is. Normally I do this about once a month, or when I was in powerlifting prep, it'd be about every other week. So we understood what was going with the body pretty well. I did compete in the 220 weight class. Personally, one of my favorites. Felt really freaking good with that weight, and it looked really good too for being 220. So it was just a good combo. But right now, last time I weighed in, I was about 226. Okay, 226, and that was maybe close to 2 months ago. Okay, so I got a feeling, I got a strong inkling that we've put on some weight, some good weight. Hopefully not too much bad weight. I've been eating a lot, and I do need to grow. I do realistically need to grow to be competitive. I don't. There's a good amount of people that I look up to in the fitness world, like online, social media. They're not like my idols. I can't really say I have like an idol when it comes to the powerlifting world or bodybuilding world. There's guys that you look up to, like Russ Swole. Like shout out to Russ Swole. He's the OG powerlifting, in my opinion, that like really brought light to the sport, at least during me coming up. He's the one that got me motivated to start powerlifting. I bought his programs, bought his apparel. So shout out Russ, man. I think he paved the way for a lot of us to get into the sport. When it comes to bodybuilding, big fan, obviously, C-Bum, Russ Diesel, big fan of him. We got the OGs, like way back in the day. But someone that I do look up to in the bodybuilding space, but also with content creation, just like true appreciation for the artwork that he puts out. Wow, of course I'm going to draw a blank. Von Walker. Sorry, Von. Apologize, brother. Von Walker. I'm a big fan of his stuff. Good guy, really good dude. I haven't had a chance to meet him, but for those that I do know that I have met him, He's a great guy. And he just seems like a calm dude, which I feel like we vibe really well together. Just my opinion. But love the aesthetics of his page, and just been catching up on some of his videos on YouTube. And he was doing, the whole build up to prep, and finally show day and after prep. But unfortunately, he didn't place all that well when it came to his most recent bodybuilding show. And the biggest critique was he just wasn't big enough. He had the conditioning. He looked great, brought a great package, but it just wasn't big enough. And it's different on social media because you look at some individuals and you think, man, that's a massive motherfucker, whether it's tall or thick, it's got good size. But then you meet them in person and they're not that, a little bit smaller. And usually with bodybuilding, that's kind of the case too, is they're going to be a little bit shorter than expected. Not all the time, but there's a good amount. You can correct me if I'm wrong here, chat. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But apparently Vaughn is about my height, about 5'7", 5'8". I could be wrong. That's just what I've seen on the internet. You can't always believe what you see on the TikToks. But he said he needed more size. And that was kind of a little bit of a wake-up call. Like, fuck, man. That guy's pretty big. That means I got to get bigger. I got to put on a little bit more size. Because when this cut happens, I can't be a total shrimp. Because I do need to build a little bit more muscle mass. Last time we checked, I was about 174 skeletal muscle mass, I believe it was. And we need to get that close to about 190. So, put it on about, 15-ish pounds of muscle is a big deal. That's a pretty hefty goal. But I'm in for it. I'm excited for it. It's interesting when you train for strength. You don't necessarily build the most size unless you're just eating just fucking ton of food, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 calories. But you're putting on not the best weight, not the best muscle. So that was always something that I monitored myself with powerlifting. I'm not really a guy that can eat a lot and stay and burn quickly. I have a very slow metabolism. I mean, shit, a bulk for me could be anything past 2,600 calories. It's fucking ridiculous. So putting on weight, bad weight, comes pretty easy. And, it's got its pros and cons. But what we're doing right now, I am eating about 3,000 calories. So that's where I'm saying I've probably put on some good weight. Probably have. So we'll check that here in a sec. Haven't drank anything, haven't eaten anything, so I'm not going to impact anything of what this scale is about to look like. But the big goal, okay, to clue you guys in right now, is building up this skeletal muscle mass, getting it to about 190. That way, when I cut down, getting below the 10, potentially 5% body fat, I am weighing still about 190-ish. Okay, terrifying because I don't think I haven't weighed below 200 since maybe about 4 years ago, something like that. When I first started powerlifting, competing in the 198 weight class, but I was about 191, pretty shredded. I was doing 75 hard, did phase 1, back to back. It was 115 days of just living that lifestyle. It was fucking awesome, dude. I was such a machine. Gotta get back to that. I mean, not that I'm not a machine right now, but just the level of lock-in was pretty crazy. But yeah, so that's just kind of cluing you guys in. I'll show you the in-body here in a sec, and we'll get everything rocking and rolling. Fuck, I forgot underwear. I don't have to wear these sweats, and that might add a little bit of weight. But nonetheless, we shall prevail. We'll just shave off about maybe 2 pounds. We'll weigh the pants at some point. We'll weigh the pants, cut it out of the in-body, and we'll go from there. But I will check you guys in a sec. Alright, here to do the embody. Let's get rock and roll. So this is what it looks like. Super simple. You stand right there, hold the two hand levers, and put your shit, and it gets you rocking and rolling. So let's get it. Well, that is just a terrible scam. Terrible. Whew. This was eye-opening. This is why you track things, guys. This is why you pay attention to what you're doing when it comes to. This is why you pay attention to what you're doing when it comes to the fitness goals, because when you fall off, you can fall off pretty hard. So, let me show you real quick. So here's one of the main things that we pay attention to: weight, skeletal muscle mass, body fat percentage. You see a good little history right here, but we'll focus on the last two: 226, 233. Oof. 100. Right, we got the skeletal muscle mass. 100 pounds, we lost a pound, and went up 3% body fat. That's tough. Coach ain't gonna be too happy about that one. I'm not too happy about that one. That one hurts. And you know, it's, hold on, I'm trying to. And it's one of those things that, you know, you see those numbers and you're like, I know exactly what went wrong. I know exactly what I did to make that happen, and I take accountability for that. You know, I know my protein has fallen short a good majority of days, and I've been eating kind of like a pig, so this is what I get. But that means we have to work just as hard to get to where we need to be, and we got no problem putting in the work. So we're gonna get ready. We're gonna throw down some pre, and we'll get you set up. All right, so getting some pre in. My go-to when it comes to pre-workout, this is a combo that I do every single morning. I take Project One Pro. This right here, full spectrum pre-workout, has your caffeine, about 350 milligrams of caffeine, has your pump, has your focus, has your beta-alanine. It's got all the things that you need. It really does put you into like a different mode mentally. Like, you get pretty fucking locked in. I remember when I first tried it, I was just like seeing stars in a good way. So been a big fan of this. We have my favorite flavor, the margarita. The margarita is so good, and it does have extra salt in it for that flavor. So the pump is really fucking good. Okay. Then what I also pair it with is Ultraformance. Okay. This is a carb source product. Has 3 different carbs that break down to 3 different points. So that way throughout the workout, you are regaining back what you are burning. Whether you're doing bodybuilding, powerlifting, endurance, this is a huge game changer. I like to do it pre-workout. You can definitely do it intra. You can have it with you by your side while you drink. My best way to explain it to people is it's Gatorade on steroids. Unfortunately, there is no steroids in it. Dang. But shit hits. Gets you going. It's basically the rocket fuel. Okay? This rocket fuel gets you rocking and rolling. But we're gonna create a little bit of content. We're gonna set this down. Get ready up here. That way we can destroy it out there. That was a doozy. Hell of a doozy. It was a great success. Definitely pushed it today. That was good. That was a much needed heavy upper day. That felt really good. That felt like one of the better lifts I've had in a while. So really stoked about that. But let's turn this around. There we go. Just so we can admire a little bit. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty solid. My Sam Silic? You gotta be kidding me. Arms are looking fucking good though. Let's go. Got some scragglers in the back. But time for some post-workout. So, ignition, simple carbs. I'll kickstart the recovery process. Shut down that muscle breakdown. And then we throw in some clear protein. This rainbow sherbet flavor, absolutely insane. Absolutely nostalgic. Literally, just like you having, like, was it the Flintstones, like when the ice cream truck would come around and you felt like he was gonna kidnap you, but he actually had like some of the best ice creams. Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. Almost getting kidnapped, but then enjoying a sweet treat right after that fear has gone away. So I'm gonna do half scoop of this. I always do half scoop, and then I'm gonna do 2 scoops of the clear as well. So let me go get a water. You always gotta drink below the line, always. But pretty solid. I was really happy with the shoulder press. First set I got 8. The second one, I'll say I got about 6.5. Donovan had to help me up with that last one to complete like the 7, but we're not quite there yet. The goal is to get really comfortable with the 120s, get comfortable with the 125s, and what comfortable means is being able to do 2 sets of 8 with good control. That way I know that that is, like, in a sense, a baseline, and not easy work because it's all relative, but you know, manageable, controllable weight. And that's probably one of the bigger things that comes with growing as an athlete, whether it's powerlifting or bodybuilding, is being able to control weight. It's not just ego lifting. Every once in a while, and you know, I think a lot of people disagree with this, but I think that you do need to have a little bit of an ego lift every once in a while. You know, you're not living off that ego. You're not just, you know, slamming, banging weights left and right, but controlling the weights and just making sure that, like, again, your body's comfortable with it, but you're getting the most out of it, right? Because if we're just swinging around weights and we're not fully controlling it, you're not getting full contractions, you're not properly breaking down that muscle. That way we can rebuild, get bigger, get stronger, do the whole deal. So, you know, the game plan, we're sticking with it. We're doing the same thing with basically every other movement before I really start to ramp up and go up in weight. Also, you always got a campfire. Always campfire. Okay, this is one of the biggest mistakes when it comes to with protein. Okay, you campfire, then you shake, then you let it breathe. Okay, you let it breathe, and then you can give a couple more. We'll give a couple more. Okay, let it breathe, and then you're good to go. But that is it for the workout. We'll see you in maybe a couple hours. How about that? We'll treat you with a little something in the after hours. But real quick, let's just one last time. One last time. Let's just give you one. Boom. What do you think, Donovan? Large. All right, that's enough. All right, I'll catch you a little bit. Oh, yep. And the day has been wrapped up here at work. Getting ready to go home. We have a big, I don't know if I'm going to say big. We have a deadlift day tomorrow. My little man over here who helps with the programming and nutrition, he said that I can have a little deadlift day tomorrow. I haven't deadlifted in quite some time. It's going to be a good little surprise to see what we're capable of doing. Max pull that I've ever done with just chalk. no straps or anything, just raw. 635. So that was during my last powerlifting prep at the beginning of the year. I want to say February or March, somewhere within that time frame. And I've been off and on with deadlift throughout the year. I think I've stayed mostly with like 600. I think I pulled a 615 at one point, maybe like summerish time. I don't know, maybe. But we've made some really good gains in the last couple months with hopping in this new program, and just gonna see, what the strength is looking like. Not expecting any big PRs, but just wanna pull something heavy, something manageable. We have a really cool day here at work as well. Oh, let's fix that. We have a High Rocks simulator going down. I think we have like 200 people coming to it, something like that. We have a whole like setup going on in the back, a whole thing going on at the gym. Like it's a 6-hour thing. Holy smokes, yeah, 6-hour thing going on. We're gonna have different heats, all sorts of people, different levels, beginners, amateurs, intermediate, pros, the whole deal, the whole shindig. So that'll be sick. That'll be fun. I'll be helping out, getting some content for our pages and all that good stuff. But I'm excited to see everybody get after it. I'm excited to see myself get after it. So yeah, just kind of a little throw that at you guys type deal thing. Bob, brain is fried, a lot of caffeine. So we're gonna get this video put together for you guys. Throw it up. It's Friday night. It is Halloween. So perfect time to watch something scary like me lifting a bunch of heavy weights, yelling, screaming. Very scary stuff, especially my faces. If you pause at like certain points, I'm sure you can get some really, really terrifying looks. So that's perfect, right? Fits perfectly for the night. But I, as always, appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Please comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. I'll be sharing a little bit more tomorrow on my Instagram. But if you're interested in seeing the deadlift, if you're interested in seeing the event going on tomorrow, follow me. Shoot me a follow. Shoot me a DM to talk. I need to get off of this thing because I cannot talk anymore. But I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Stay juicy. Let's get after it.